There's this big gigantic couch and every subscriber is sitting on it and we're just like watching TV together and hanging out, and I want that to feel this way. Does that bring you back, or does that bring you back? I need to just make that part of the beginning. Part of the beginning of the streams. Yeah, that makes me feel so good. Baby Roscoe is right. I know. You all have ruined me in the best way. So as I asked before, and I know some of you are nervous, don't be nervous. We have done a few couch meetings. Let me ask you this. Whether you have attended a couch meeting or you have just watched them on YouTube after we have released them for public consumption, can you remember what the general theme was? Because across all 3 couch meetings that we've done, there is a theme that runs through, and it's always the catalyst for why we do this. Always. Bingo. Protect the couch. Any time that we have essentially had like a sit down together as a family is always in an effort to keep this space functional and safe as long as we can. Because believe it or not, like, it's one thing to have a YouTube channel and just make videos and dump out videos. You don't technically have to ever respond to comments. You don't have to have a Twitter account. You don't have to do page. You don't do any of that stuff. Just make a YouTube channel, make some videos, dump them out. People will like them or they won't like them, and that's it. But to make a YouTube channel and a community is a whole different animal, especially if you want to keep that community supportive. I'm sure some of you are familiar with other communities on the internet. I'm not saying name any, okay? But they're a community, but they could be a bunch of space buttholes. Like, there are streamers that I watch, nobody like reactors, but streamers that I have watched. They have a community, they have a massive community, but their community is really kind of toxic. It's kind of terrible, right? But it is a community. But a community like that doesn't need, I don't know what the word is, manicuring. It doesn't need handling. Like, we look out for each other. That's what we do. And it's one of the things I'm proud of. So understand as we kind of go through this that it has always been the goal to be honest with you, to be transparent with you, to help you understand how everything is working, okay? Because you are a part of this. This is not just me on your screen. This is you as well, because again, when I'm off the screen, which is most of the time, you all are either on the Discord together, you're in the comments together, having conversations. That's how it should be, okay? So this meeting is about, once again, protecting the couch. And here we are. I'm going to bring this up, and as soon as I show you, you're going to know exactly what I'm saying. Let's see here. Okay. Who recognizes this? Let me take away this title here. Anchor bar. Okay. Remember this? You remember we talked about this? Oof is right. Okay. Yeah, so this is the bandwidth report. For those of you that don't know what bandwidth is, when we do a live stream, the entire live stream gets uploaded to Vimeo. Okay, Vimeo is a video storage site. They house the videos. And then from there, we link to Patreon. People can go to Patreon for free and watch all of the replays, okay? We even have a master list of every single of the 175, I think, live streams in order with dates and links, and you can go all the way through. It's all cataloged. We have a similar thing in Discord. But here's the catch, okay? If you look, I'm going to see if I can, let's see here. If I can, there we go. So the date is there. I know you probably can't read a lot of it, but I'm going to explain. No, you're not in trouble. I mean, we just have to modify something. Let's see. Oop, I guess that'll work. Actually, can you see? You can't see my mouse. You can see me hitting the boxes. You can't see. Okay. Can you see this little line up here, this pink line? You see that? Yeah, okay. So here's where we are, okay? I'll just move this off to the side right now. This, right, let me put the line in place. This right here where the pink line is, this is kind of the point, right? I'll say right there. At the top of this pink line is if we have data that goes past that point, it's like a uh-oh. Okay, it sets off red flags with Vimeo. Now, when I say data, here's essentially what that means. It's not just storing the video, because that's just, you know, we're allowed so much storage. We keep putting the videos. Like, I don't even know if there's a limit to that. I don't know yet. We'll find out. But bandwidth is when somebody goes and watches a video. For them to watch that video in whatever resolution they've chosen is a certain amount of bandwidth. So the more people that watch the videos, that's more bandwidth, right? Starting in October of 2023, which is right, it's to the left of this box, right there. That's October of 2023. Our cap is 2 terabytes a month. That is equivalent to 2,048 gigabytes. That's how much bandwidth we get from Vimeo each month. We were at we were over 3 terabytes, okay? And they gave us a warning. They're like, hey, you went over your cap. Do we need to discuss custom options? Okay, fine. November, we were at 2.1, so we broke the 2 terabytes again. December, 3 terabytes. January, 3.4 terabytes. You see where I'm going, right? February, oh, we're at 1.2. I guess we're doing all right. No, I was offline for 3 weeks. 3 weeks I was offline, and we still broke half of the bandwidth, okay? Now, March, right now, we're at 670 gigabytes, so we're doing all right, but it's March 10th, okay? And we still have live streams being loaded that are going to go up in the next few days, and then it's just going to shoot up again, okay? So here is the issue. We have explored every potential option, everything. Vimeo does not offer a 3 terabyte option, but even if they did, right now, we're still breaking that some months. You do that enough, that's when they're gonna get us, okay? Now, what get us means is this. They're going to basically say, hey, you've kind of, taken advantage of your current plan. If you want to keep hosting your stuff on this site, this is what it's going to cost. And from other reactors, I've heard anywhere from around $7,000. Now, I don't know if that's like a monthly thing or if it's $7,000 a year. I have no idea. But I can tell you this. We have now 1,300 videos on YouTube total. We have 175 live streams. And you know from being here, they're not just 45-minute live streams or an hour long. Like, it's anywhere from an hour to 24 hours. And most of them are 3 to 6 hours. It's nuts. That's a lot of data. It's a lot of data. So while this kind of thing doesn't affect every channel or every reactor, it affects us. So we have to try to figure out a way around it. Here's why this is a problem. Well, not why. Here's how it is a problem, okay? You see all of these breaks. Every single one of these lines you see right here in the last 5 months, 6 months, is breaking that cap, okay? Because my Patreon has been free. That's why. We have 1,500 people that are watching these live stream replays. 1,500 people. And that number is just going to grow, right? So for me, the reason I want it to be free is because I want everybody to be able to enjoy. Now we have the live streams and they're live and they're free to attend. Doesn't matter if it's YouTube or Twitch. I mean, on Twitch, you might see some ads and that's not great, but you still get to participate and be there for free. Easy day. The replays, though, going over to Patreon have added up. That's kind of where we are, okay? So because we have 1,500 people, and I think it's over 1,200 of them are free members, the only solution is to essentially charge, because we have to limit the amount of people that have access to the replays. Now, we're not kicking anybody out of the lives. Like, understand me, okay? But we have to find a balance between access and price, basically. So here's what I've come up with. I'm going to start the absolute basic level of access on Patreon. Level 1. We'll give you access to every single thing, no questions asked. $1. Okay? $1. Now that's going to weed out some people. And then that will weed out some people. Okay? It'll reduce the numbers of people that are watching. That will lower our bandwidth. Then I can look at this graph again over the next month and say, okay, how much of an impact did that make? Does that keep us below the cap? Does that keep Vimeo from looking at us and being like, hey, that's enough, we're deleting your storage? If it doesn't, I got to push to $2, okay? Until we find that balance of, okay, here we are. We found a sweet spot. Now we're good. Nobody's going to bother us. And there we are, okay? But remember this. The live streams themselves are always free. If you end up going to Patreon, it's for the replays, okay? And for the lowest possible cost, you'll have access to all those replays, okay? And then, so here's what I want to do in addition to that. Let's say, and this is going to take us a couple months, 100%, because we set the baseline, we set it for $1. We watch the traffic over the next 30 days. And then we adjust if we need to, okay? So know that as we go through this over the next 3 months, if it ends up being like $2 or $3 for access to everything, that is the absolute cheapest that I can make it while still keeping all of this functioning. Does that make sense? And also remember this. All of the things that we do on the live streams, the reaction stuff, all get put on YouTube for free anyway. So the only thing you're really getting access to is the live stream as a whole in its entirety, right? Or if you don't want to wait the 1 week or 2 weeks until that reaction comes out. And there's no telling how long that takes because there's so many, they have to get cut and edited and all that stuff, okay? And again, like, this is something that, truth be told, I could, like, to me, in my mind, regardless of your opinion on it individually, in my mind, it's justified. this is how it has to be, right? So I think, okay, well, this is my YouTube channel. I'm just going to make this change, and then that's going to be that. I could absolutely do that, and I think I'd be within my right. But that's not really how I work. I want you to understand where I'm coming from, right? I want you to understand the type of person that I am and that I've made every single effort I could possibly make to keep this as open as I can for as long as I can. But now we're kind of backed up against a wall, and we don't have any other choice, right? There might be some other choices out there. I'm not aware of them. And if those choices are actual choices, then it becomes, how much work is it going to take to do that? How much money is that? You know what I mean? Like, it gets really finicky. So that's where we are. Now, there was somebody that offered a couple of options. On a different platform. But those options were in some ways half-truths and not accurate and doesn't solve our problem, right? I cannot move the 250-ish videos from Vimeo to a Chinese server somewhere. I can't move all this stuff to a Russian server somewhere. That's not feasible for us. We need to keep this functioning. We need to keep it working, okay? And I know, honestly, I'm trying to address every single thing that I know some of you are probably thinking, because I want to be transparent with you. I know we have a massive international family. When I'm able to, we do a Friday night stream. Some of you can make it for that. We do a Saturday day stream when I'm able, because now I know the time zones can also benefit based on where you are in the world. So another way, we try to make it as inclusive as possible, okay? Yeah. And so that's the baseline, okay? So wherever we land with the balance of keeping the bandwidth down and, people that want to see the replays can see the replays, great. Let's say that baseline is $3, okay? Hypothetically. $3 becomes the baseline. We're not sitting at 2 terabytes a month because we're going to keep growing, right? Let's say we're at 1.5 terabytes consistently. Okay, cool. So $3 is our baseline. I'm going to go one step further, okay? This is in an effort to help support the channel. Because you can tell, like, if I wanted to charge for all this stuff, I could really charge for this stuff. I'm trying not to do that. But I want it to be fair. But I also want to support the channel, right? Because as we've talked about, like, I have bills too, right? If the baseline for access of everything on Patreon is $3, hypothetically, I'm going to do a next tier up for $1 more. Let's say that's $4. What that will get you is access to all the videos, and you will be automatically registered for every BTS only giveaway that I do. When I start doing this and we find out what the baseline is and we say, okay, there we go. There's our baseline, $3. Got it. Check. I'm going to start doing a BTS giveaway every month and a multi-fandom giveaway every month. Now, if I can get an album, I'm going to get an album. If I can get a hoodie, if I can get a Funko, like whatever I can get, I'll have something BTS and I'll have something multi-fandom. Okay? ATs, Stray Kids, the people that I get something. Baseline, and then for $1 more, you are automatically registered for any BTS only giveaway that I do. You don't have to look out for the giveaways. You're automatically registered. Plus, if I do a giveaway on Twitter and I say, I'm giving away this copy of V's new album, If you register on Twitter for that giveaway and you're part of the BTS only Patreon tier, you now have 2 chances to win. Does that make sense? That's the next tier up, BTS only giveaways. And then I'm going to do 1 tier on top of that. That's the multi-fandom. And that will include access to all the videos. You're automatically registered in all the BTS giveaways, and you're registered for all of the giveaways that I do for every single group. So that's the idea, okay? So it'll be like $3, and then BTS only giveaways is $4, and then all the giveaways that we do every month will be $1 on top of that. So I feel like that's the most fair way that I think is still fun. You know, it gets people involved. It gives you a chance to win stuff. And it's not crazy, right? So yeah, I have absolutely, Libby, I have absolutely thought about this, and I want it to be as fair as possible. And I do, and I hope this is fun. I hope it's fun for people. Like I want to keep this as homey as I can. I know my microphone is fancy. I know my hair is fancy. And us talking about data and shit is not great, but like this is a community effort. You know what I mean? So I want to be as open and transparent as possible, because the truth is, the bigger we get, the higher the likelihood of people coming at us in some way, right? And I want to avoid that. So I think that'll be fun. And know that, again, this will start, what is it? It's March 10th. Okay, we were okay in February, so hopefully March will be all right. But on April 1st is when I'm going to kick off this baseline. Not the giveaways yet, because we have to find the baseline first. So understand, if you're watching for free on Patreon right now, on April 1st, it's going to shift to $1. I'm going to look at the data through April, and then on May 1st, if it has to shift to $2, it goes to $2 until we can find that sweet spot. Alexa, play Baseline by J-Hope. Nice. Good one, Ray. That was beautiful. I hope that got some of you. Nat, don't worry about subscribing yet, because I haven't actually made the tier yet. All right. I wanted to run this through you all first. I wanted you to know where I was coming from. And honestly, like I legitimately understand that it's not going to be the ideal solution for everybody. I totally get that. And I do feel bad about that. But again, we're backed up into a wall, and I don't see any other option. That really is the truth. And remember, all the live streams are free. You make the ones that you can make. All the reactions are going to be on YouTube. Damn, chat's blowing up. There we go. There we go. Good. Okay. Fair. Good. That makes me feel better. Yeah, I don't want to go into a financial hole for doing this. I want to keep it straight, keep it real. I want to keep this going as long as I can. And here's another thing. You notice, like, as we've grown, and this what's this? Hold on. Nice. Let's see. So in an effort of transparency, again, I'm going to throw this on top of it, okay? Let's see, we've grown considerably over the last year, okay? We talked about the different chapters that this channel has taken. Chapter 1 was BTS, the whole reactionary journey through BTS. And that's where the couch became the couch. It was glorious. When we got into chapter 2 is when the doors kind of opened. We started checking out other groups. The community got bigger. The Discord got bigger. The family got bigger. And we were able to do that while keeping a very positive, supportive community. That was the tricky part. Again, we're not just doing a YouTube channel and reacting. We're doing this in a way that will also allow us to keep a safe and supportive community for everybody, regardless of which groups you like. Fun got bigger, as that says. Now, chapter 3 is almost here. Well, you think, wait a second, if the first year was BTS and the second year was multi-fandom, and we're in the third year now, isn't this chapter 3? Almost. You notice as we've gotten bigger, we've been able to do more things for people. We've been able to do charity stuff. We've been able to do giveaways. We've been able to do all kinds of stuff to help spread the love back out into the community. And that comes with giveaways and stuff like that, which is always great. We do charity stuff. The bigger we get, the more opportunities we're going to have to do things like that. But there is kind of a landmark in the YouTube world where you're, how do I put this? You're kind of, you become official, right? And then the opportunities really kind of get bigger. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say landmark? Not really sponsors. I mean, that is a thing, but that's not on my radar. Okay, the landmark that I'm referring to is the 100,000 subscriber mark. That's it. When you get that silver play button, you hit 100,000 subscribers, it's like some doors open. Okay, so right now, as the couch continues to grow, that's the landmark. Okay, right now in my mind, it's we get to that point and we can chill out a little bit. Let me explain what I mean by that. Now, who was that? Who just said that? Bianca says more pressure. You're almost right. But to me, it's actually less pressure. You notice how many live streams we do. We do playlist hunting. We're doing Discord requests. There's a lot of people with a lot of things they want to see and talk about and for us to enjoy overall as a family. All that stuff comes from the Discord requests. Now, admittedly, as much as I love that, we do that more often than I would like to do. Okay, but we're trying to push to that next landmark. Okay, so it's kind of like you got to eat your what do you call them? What's the broccoli and the corn? What are those? You got to eat your things before your dessert. You got to eat your Wheaties? Veggies. You got to eat your veggies. You got to eat your vegetation before your dessert. That's kind of where we are. I love doing that. Don't get me wrong. And we're still going to do that when we hit the mark. Okay, that's not going away. Let me be really clear, because I do love how much incredible music we have experienced since we started doing this. But to me, when we hit that mark and we get that plaque, put it up on the wall, kind of take a breath and then slow down. I don't mean fewer live streams. I mean watch In the Soup. Watch Bon Voyage. Kind of come back to the main core groups that I'm so excited about. You know what I mean? Instead of just focusing on growth. And I hope it's... I also don't want you to misunderstand me and say that, like, I don't care what happens, I just want to grow. No. We've put a lot of time and effort into all this, and I want to hit the point where our work has been fruitful, and now we can make that work work for the community. We can do more giveaways. We can do more things that that help people. You know, like I said this the last couple live streams. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that people just don't know about, where we're able to, you know, help somebody that needs help, or whatever the case might be. Like, we try to do that as often as we can. And I want more opportunities to do that. So we will be doing more charity stuff. I've had other charities reach out, but I have not taken them up yet because we are still waiting to hear about this damn go-kart for the Children's Hospital that we raised back in March of last year. And supposedly any day now. But until that comes to fruition, I don't want to keep, you know, pushing things. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Because then it comes down on me. If I pulled the community into this charity effort and they drop the ball, which I don't it's not going to happen. I think it's a really massive undertaking, and it takes time. It takes logistics. I get that. But I'm antsy. I'm really excited about it. So I'm looking forward to kind of being able to take a breath, slow back down, and then we'll still do some playlist hunting. We'll still do the Discord requests, but at least be able to kind of kick back and instead of doing, you know, 10 reactions and breaking things down as a director / bozo, we can have a pizza and we can watch In the Soup. We can watch Bon Voyage. We can watch shows that the Stray Kids are in. You know, things like that. Run BTS. Because, I mean, think about it. If this is a time and effort thing, for every 1 hour of a show that we watch, that's potentially 5 pieces of content that could go out to YouTube and help us grow. So again, this is Roscoe in full transparency mode, telling you there is a method to the madness, and right now we're just kind of in that push to help grow, and also not just grow for the sake of growing, but to help find more people that kind of fit into our couch crew. You know, yeah, it initially was just Army, and then we started pulling in Stays, we started pulling in Atini and Blanks, and we managed to do it in a way that when people came into the Discord and found their respective spots and started talking to people, yeah, you might have somebody in the main chat that's got a Stay icon, and you got somebody that's got an Army icon, and you know, ATs, and they're talking as if they're normal people. It's the craziest. It's like we figured out a magic trick. It's wild. Moas, carrots. What do you mean we are? Don't say we're normal like we're normal. I have seen enough of your conversations in Discord to know that you are not normal. Dreamers, there you go. Black roses, yep. That's it. Good stuff. But yeah, so we will be kind of, that's kind of where my brain is at. Okay. I hope it makes sense to you. Of course, the deers. Yeah. And at this point, so many people, so many groups. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy when new people come in and just start chatting it up. I love that. And the family gets bigger. Yep. Yeah, and so for those of you that have, like, if you have shows and stuff that you think, hey, this is pretty cool, it's fun, let's watch a show, like, find that in the respective spot on Discord and put that in there, because when we hit the mark and we can kind of take a breath and then start reformulating how we're doing some of the live streams, not all of them, some of them, and we can take it easy, we have more things to pull from, okay? But I can absolutely tell you, I am so excited to take that breath and kind of slow back down and have that, you know, that pressure off so that we can do some some Run BTS. We can do some Bon Voyage. When I see these clips, these little clips on Twitter of the guys just run around tickling each other and shit in a house during the pandemic, oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Kingdom is another one that I want to check out. Okay? Yeah. I'm really excited. And I hope you are too. I hope you stick around for that. I mean, legitimately, not that much is changing. It's just the reason this is such a thing right now and why I have to explain it all is because I want you to understand. That's all. Not really much is changing outside of the fact that the replays themselves will have, kind of a little bit of a price tag. But you can catch any live stream for free. You make the ones that you can make. I'll try to keep them as time zone friendly as I can, but also keep in mind that I am a middle-aged ass man with a family, and I have an absolute full-time job. But I have had all those things for the last 2.5 years, and I feel like we've done a really great job of keeping things flowing, keeping things fun and natural and homey and warm and safe. And I hope you do feel that way. Now, if I could just stop sounding like Tom Hanks. Yeah, and the things that I was kind of joking about the other day, like let's start a book club. We hit that mark and the pressure's off. I'm kind of for it. So, if we want to do like a post boop book club, I might be kind of for it. I got 2 more copies of Girl Talk. I got 43 more on the way. You want me to read to you? I'll read to you. It's like the only way I actually understood the story. Although, granted, it's a 6th grade book. Maybe that was the actual thing, but yeah. I didn't actually order all 43, but yeah. For those of you that were not there, I read Girl Talk on stream. It was phenomenal. Read the whole thing. And over 100 friggin' people sat there and listened to me read the entire Girl Talk. And I couldn't have been happier. I was legit upset telling Fert about Mr. Gray. Is he going to jail? Here comes Winslow. Winslow got game. It was fantastic. So we got Girl Talk. I want to keep it simple. I'm not going to read War and Peace. I'm not going to, I'm not going to read like the Tupac, autobiography. Just keep it chill. Somebody recommended, like a choose your own adventure. I thought that'd be kind of fun. Sabrina is Delulu. So true. Yeah. It was really great. It was a lot of fun. And it's that kind of stuff that, I think will be really good. And yes, I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna because I'm chaos. I also have both copies of these, which I am also considering. But I need to do some research on what that looks like. Okay? Yeah. And what I mean by that is, like legal purposes. You know what I mean? Like legal purposes with copyright and, audiobook authors. I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah, this, for those of you who didn't catch it, these are the BU notes, the Bangtan Universe notes, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Book 1 and Book 2. So I just recently finished the BU. I have not watched a guide yet, but this is essentially the diary format of the characters as they go through the BU. Nat, you can get them on eBay. That's where I got mine. And honestly, I think one of these was a gift. I think this number 2 was a gift from one of you. And then number 1, I got on eBay for $15. Okay. Yeah. And I have not seen the webtoon yet. I know the webtoon is a really big deal. So I think right now, kind of where I'm at in one of the many, many, many things on my list to kind of figure out how it's going to play out and how we should do it properly is, you know, are we going to read this together? Yes or no? Are we going to do both books? Yes or no? How often are we going to do them? We're going to do them one chapter at a time. We do them after live stream. Not sure yet. Then we do the webtoons after that, or do we do the webtoons in place of the notes? Things we're trying to figure out. I say we. I'm talking about the mouse in my pocket because I don't know. Bye, Sassy. Oh, you like the fireplace, Kimmy? There are 2 webtoons. Copyrighted. Save Me and what's the other one? Chaco? Save Me is the one that I want, says Perry. I will keep the fireplace. Chaco is not related. Okay. Save Me is the one. It's all be you. Got it. Okay. Good to know. It's good information. And how long is this webtoon? Is it a comic book? Is it a video? I don't even know what you mean when you say webtoon. Am I reading a comic book on the air? That sounded like Tom. Comic book, fairly 14 episodes. That's not short. It's an online comic. It's scrollable. Huh. Sounds really complicated. What'd you say? It was Save Me? Let me see what you're looking at here. Save Me webtoon. And I need an app first by Lyco? Lyco? $15 episodes. Huh. Part 0 with Junie. Okay, this is one of those things that I need to figure out. And it's going to be blocked on YouTube. Okay, so then that's going to end up being one of those things where we'd have to do it on Twitch. And then for the replay, it would have to go to Patreon, right? So, yeah. So it's one of those things we'll announce ahead of time. If we're going to do it, it's still not committing to anything, but we'll give plenty of heads up like, hey, this upcoming Friday, we're doing episode 1 of the webtoon, you know? See you, Rose. And remember, I know some of you have issues with your notifications and stuff on YouTube and on Twitch. Remember, we've got the Discord, and we have extra notifications that you can sign up for to make sure that you know when I am going live and what we're going to be doing. You can register for the events, which is of course free. You just jump into the Discord and click, and then you get notified when we go live. Okay. Hopefully this helps. As always, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the support. This has been a very, very interesting ride, to say the least. It has been incredibly complex navigating all of the things that we have had to navigate. And honestly, it's the things that you're aware of are probably the tip of the iceberg. But when it comes to things like this that are really, really big deals, I want you to be involved. I want you to understand why we're making the decisions that we're making, okay? One day, RoscoeCon. Okay, but you're all going to have to dress up like me. Yeah, Rondo, write that down. Ooh, a couch con. That sounds better. Jojo, you will attend. Kayla, you will too. Dress up like Tom Hanks Day. Yeah, if you bring snacks, that's a given. It's easy. Awesome. Wouldn't that just be a family reunion? That's good. Show up and choke on pizza. Good times. You can also come dressed as a moist crumpet. I will let you figure out what that means and how you interpret that. That would be crazy. Yeah, Amber's right. Write that down, somebody. I need a bubble pipe. Kieran, you got the silk suits? Got it. Okay. Bring your own fireball. That's good stuff. Oh, that reminds me. This upcoming Friday. I don't know what the date is. This next Friday that's coming, not the one after that or the one after that, but this next one, not the one we just had, but this next one, Fireball Friday. Lulu, are you in? Lulu? Lulu? Lou, are you in? 15th? Why are you yelling at me? All right, Lulu's in. Fireball Friday. So you know the deal. Bring your fireball, bring your drinks, and we'll make a day of it. Because guess what? Thursday, guess who's leaving? Boop. It's going to be great. So we'll do some stuff this weekend. We'll do some Fireball Friday by Pitball. We'll watch some vidges. It's going to be the Friday, the 15th, people say. Yeah, if V drops, we'll do some V. I know we got all kinds of stuff coming. Maybe we'll do a pizza. Maybe. We'll see. All right, folks. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. This is the 4th official couch meeting. Never forget where we started. I want to keep it as close to home as possible for all of you, regardless of where you are in the world, what your age is, what your color is. None of it matters. Just we look out for each other. That's what we do. So I'm Roscoe. I'm your buddy. Look out for each other. We still have a long journey ahead of us. Boop. What are you doing? Leave. It's over. Ooh. Always pushing it. I'm sick of it. Go.